trial would reveal sources of information which could jeopardize our capacity to defend the homeland, you, as the president, and certainly I'm not going to allow that source to be compromised. So therefore, there may be an occasion when it's in the interest of our national security to make sure that information related to a particular murder does not make it into the public. That's when I would use a military tribunal.
Not widespread.
No, not at all. Of course not. And not only that, I would hope that we would be able to convict the killers in our regular courts. But I need to have the option. I refuse to do something to compromise our capacity to defend innocent Americans.
What about an American citizen who has fought for?
Yeah, I read about the guy.
John Walker Lynn. He's a 20-year-old American.
Yeah.
He fought for the Taliban. He's being held by U.S. forces. What do you do with him? Is he a traitor?
Well, we need to find out the circumstances.
And there are others.
Well, we think. We're not sure. We're just trying to learn the facts about this poor fellow. Obviously, he has been misled. He was going to support a government that was one of the most repressive governments in the history of mankind.
What do we do with him?
I don't know. We're trying to figure that out. I can't make any news right now because we're in the process of determining what to do with John.
You have so many decisions every day.
Yeah.
You know, and you were quoted in Newsweek as saying, "I have not looked back on one decision I have made and wished I'd made it in a different way." But almost every world leader, I mean, even General Eisenhower, on the eve of D-Day, confessed to some doubts. You never have doubts?
If I do, I'm not going to air him on national TV.
Do you tell Mrs. Bush?
Of course we
I
talk.
should ask you, does he ever have doubts?
I can't tell you. No.
I'm confident that we're doing the right thing, Barbara. You know, when I first started commenting about this new war, I reminded people that the farther we get away from September the 11th, the human mind is such that they'll want to forget the terror and the tragedy. They'll want to move on. But I'm not moving on because I understand that this is we're in a fight for civilization itself. You know, America may tire of a president that is insistent that we rout out terror. But I know this is the right thing to do. It's the calling of our time. It may sound corny to you, but it is. And we must succeed in order for us to realize the freedoms that we have taken for granted up to now.
As we continue, threats against the first family, do they worry? How have they reassured their daughters? And Laura Bush stepping up when the country called. That's next.
When 2020 returns,
You're going to be targets for years and years and years of threats. Are you ever afraid?
next.
In this forbidden place, where man has tampered with nature,
This is how you make dinosaurs?
this is how you play God. Something unexpected has evolved.
They can talk to each other.
To a degree we never imagined. On Tuesday, own the roller coaster thrill ride of the year. Jurassic Park 3 is relentless excitement. Own it on DVD and video Tuesday. And when you buy Jurassic Park 3 on DVD, you'll get another DVD free.
The totally new Nissan Altima.
Do they bowl in Italy? Do they bowl in Italy? It's the birthplace of bocce ball, but you're missing the point of the story. A mom-and-pop bowling ball bag manufacturer in Jersey. Jersey is swamped with worldwide demand after their product is featured in an Italian fashion magazine. Why are you laughing?
I was thinking of bocce shirts.
Let it go. So they ship via FedEx International Services. With time-definite express delivery to over 210 countries, the bags hit the markets. The classic macroeconomic love story. Supply meets demand.
I like a nice love story.
getting presents now?
This holiday, there's only one place that has the gifts you want and the prices you need. Sears. Where else?
Nothing turns the ordinary into the extraordinary, like a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch.
Rediscover the skin nature intended you to have with Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion. Made with oatmeal, which holds moisture naturally, Aveeno lasts for 24 hours. Aveeno. Discover nature's secret for healthy skin.
Tonight on Nightline, if Osama bin Laden's people were to explode a poor man's nuke, how prepared are we for the consequences? The dirty bomb. Tonight.
And tomorrow, imagine being denied a place to live because of the way you sound over the phone. How much can you tell about a person by the way they talk? On World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
She's a double agent under suspicion by the agency she betrayed.
I'm ordering assassination of an SD6 officer.
A New Alias, ABC Sunday, 9, 8 Central.
I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you. And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of it soon.
I can't sleep. I actually thought I was good, and I'm not.
I wish I was more like you.
How come you never asked me to get high with you?
You do it for me. Can you do that?
Once and Again, this Friday at 10, 9 Central on ABC.
Hung up about it? Click on channeloklahoma.com 2, 3, 4 times a day. Channeloklahoma.com updates continuously, so you get late-breaking news and information when you want it.
Get pinpoint weather conditions for your community and more details about stories you see on Eyewitness News 5.
Channeloklahoma.com, your link to everything Oklahoma.
Want to get a great $6 restaurant burger? Without the restaurant, the $6 burger, only $3.95 at Carl's Jr.
Only you.
With Oklahoma City's only cachet. Only Mr. Ooley's.
Only you.
And so many incredible stores you'll find together only here. Penn Square Mall is the one and only place to be this season. In fact, with so many great names, what could possibly be missing?
Only you.
Penn Square Mall, the one and only.
I really am not that ever afraid. I mean, of course, I'm anxious sometimes, but I'm not physically afraid.
What have you said to your girls, who must be very worried?
They're worried, I think, but they're also, you know, off, away from us. They're not in Washington. They're living their own lives. I actually just have a certain confidence. I have a confidence in our government. I'm very proud of my husband as president. I also know that, you know, things happen in life that we can't control, certainly. And I have a sense of peace, I guess I should say.
Your sense of peace and your composure has been very helpful, many people feel, in these last months. You originally did not want to come out and be that public a figure. Was it a conscious decision?
Well, sort of, I think. I think also it was just what happened. It was just, you know, really what happened. When, after September 11th, the day after, on September 12th, I called my staff together. None of them got their job, their so-called very glamorous job at the White House, thinking they were going to be told to run from the White House.
Everybody out!
But they were afraid. They were anxious. A lot of young women worked for me. But I said, because of what's happened, we have the responsibility and the opportunity to be constructive. It was not a role I expected by any means, but I'm glad I was prepared for it. And in many ways, I was prepared for it because I'd been a teacher. I'd worked with children, and, you know, that's what I'd done my whole life.
Mr. President, on the domestic side, when we talk about coping, a lot of our viewers wrote that they're very concerned about the economy, and they say they understand that you've said we should return to a normal life and travel and shop and spend money, and then they say, but how can we do this when the economy is in recession and we're losing jobs?
Well, I share that same concern, Barbara. I'm very worried about those citizens who've lost work, those families that have been affected by layoff. And I'm working with Congress to put a stimulus package in place that I think will be part of.
Think they're going to do it?
I do. I really do. Listen, the economy slowed down last March. It looked like it was beginning to recover some, and then the attack obviously has deeply affected the American psyche, and has affected corporate America, and has affected the economy. And we just must recover from it, and that's what we're going to do.
Final question. Faith is very important to both of you. Do you think there is a reason why you are president at this time? That it's your
No, I don't think
destiny?
so. I don't think so. I think somebody said, well, you know, gosh, God put you here. I don't believe God picked who was going to be the president. I do believe that in God we can find great strength and great solace and great comfort. And I feel the prayers of the American people. People say, how do you know that? Well, it's hard to define faith, but I feel it. People just have to take my word for it.
You're nodding, Mrs. Bush.
That's right. People come up everywhere and tell us they're praying for us, and they're praying for our country. And we really see that. We see it all over our country. It's amazing since September 11th how people no longer take for granted how great our country is, and how appreciative we all are and thankful we all are to be Americans.
Our White House visit is coming to an end, but not before one more visit with the real boss of the House, Barney, and some special words from the president. That's coming up.
When 2020 continues.
This Christmas, there will be a great many people who will have an absent chair, an absent place at the Christmas tree. Do you have a special message for them?
Next.
When severe weather threatens, see the latest conditions live as changes happen. The 24-hour First Alert Neighborhood Network. Weather stations placed throughout the metro delivering information you need. Only on Eyewitness News 5.
A gift from Kay means you can be assured of two things. First, that Kay diamonds are hand-selected for exceptional beauty. And second, that she'll absolutely love it. This holiday, Kay's beautiful diamond earrings start from only $99.95.
Every kiss begins with Kay. What if you and me just drive up the coast and never come back?
Once upon a time, a stranger came to town.
You seem familiar to me.
I don't even know who I am.
Only to discover he might not be such a stranger after all. You are my son, Jim Carrey.
Do you remember me?
No, I'll sure try.
The Majestic. Rated PG. Starts Friday, December 21st.
The holidays come to life at Marshall's. At up to 60% off department store prices, there's something for everyone on your list.
What will you find today?
Doesn't your guy deserve a Norelco razor? This holiday, give him the only electric razor with built-in shaving lotion, the new Norelco Advantage.
Unwrap the magic at the JCPenney Huge Sale, Saturday only. Save up to 60% store-wide. Extra savings before noon.
This magic.
Extra savings means extra gifts.
It's all inside.
JCPenney.
Our presidential Christmas tour ends now where it began, in the staterooms of the White House, where the halls are decked in breathtaking style. And at least one creature is stirring, a little black dog who seems awfully anxious for a white Christmas. But first, President Bush has some encouraging words for America. This Christmas, there will be a great many people who will have an absent chair, an absent place at the Christmas tree, whether it was September 11th or whether it's in the war in Afghanistan. Do you have a special message for them?
I do. I want the people to know that there's a lot of prayer, and that there's a good and gracious God that loves them, and that for those serving overseas, they're serving a noble and just cause. And for those who died on September 11th, we won't forget their deaths. And that out of evil will come good. And part of the good is the message of the holiday season. I also hope the American people use this as an opportunity to give generously to people in need.
This is a very special treat for us to see these rooms with both of you. I know you have shown them to some of the press, but this is the first time you've come. Are you impressed?
I'm awesome. Laura's done a heck of a job decorating.
You climbed up that ladder yourself and you put that up there, right?
Actually, this is a spectacular
Isn't it
tree.
beautiful?
It is beautiful. We're lucky to be living in this great house, people's house. You know, I hopefully next year, when we do the job that people want us to do, that the tours will be back and more Americans can come and see it.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, Barbara. Thanks a lot. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank
you. Thank you.
Come here, Barney.
No, he's eating that. By the way, that's fake snow under the tree. I only hope they can keep Barney away from the gingerbread house in the state dining room. As we said earlier, the White House is closed to the public this Christmas season for reasons of security. The last time this happened was after the assassination of John F. Kennedy in November of 1963. But for nearly 140 years, beginning in 1800, the doors to the White House were thrown open to the public on New Year's. Long lines of citizens would form, and the president would shake the hands of visitors as they entered the White House. While that tradition is now gone, the White House at Christmas time has become a more important symbol of our national expression of holiday goodwill. And all our recent first families since the Kennedys have shared their celebration with all of us. We are most thankful to the President and Mrs. Bush for allowing us to visit them during this difficult year so they could share Christmas at the White House, the People's House, with all of you. And we share the President's hope that by next year the doors to the White House can be thrown wide open once again. Next week, another politician who rose to the occasion this historic year, New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani. In just a few weeks, he'll be leaving office after an amazing 2 terms in which both the city and the man himself were transformed. You were described as self-righteous, abrasive, combative, hostile.
Sounds like a New Yorker.
Now the same man comforts children at funerals.
I tell them that nobody can take their daddy from them. That all these wonderful things that they're hearing about their dad is in them.
What are his future career plans? What are his future romantic plans? And what about New Year's Eve? Do you want thousands of people in Times Square this year? You're not afraid?
Hundreds of thousands.
Mayor Rudy Giuliani, his exit interview, looking back.
Have never been larger, and ride plans have never been more affordable.
Forget minutes. We're talking hours. More than 350 hours a month for only $19.99 a month. Now that's a whole bunch of talking for a little bit of change. This offer won't last long, so hurry to Bates Electronics, your Singular Wireless authorized agent.
Minute by minute.
This happened to everybody.
Get with